You better hit it. We're good.
Ein Männlein steht im Walde ganz still und stumm. Es hat vor lauter Purpur ein Männlein Sorge mag das Männlein sein, das da steht im Wald allein mit dem purpurroten Mäntelein.
The Empire, chasing rebel scum, killing Luke's aunt and uncle, telling people to move along. The Empire, our ships are big triangles.
Das Männlein steht im Walde auf einem Bein. Es hat auf seinem roten Schwanzkäpplein klein. Sorge mag das Männlein sein, das da steht im Wald allein mit dem kleinen schwarzen Käpplein.
And then if somebody who's evil tries to crush us, we don't enjoy it. But God gave us the tools to be more vicious than they are. And so we defeat them because that's what we've got to do to protect the innocents. But we're not running around trying to attack the innocents. We are designed to go up against the big bad guys, folks. And it's when you go up against the big bad guys that you actually go to the next level, because then God's going to give you the discernment and the energy and the protection and the angels you need to carry out that operation. You know the New World Order calls on their dark angels of sin coming deep from within. That's why they don't want you to know about this, because they don't want you to call on God's angels that have been there from the moment you were formed in your mother's womb. And the enemy doesn't want you to know about the war going on all around us on this planet in space. Oh, we're on a planet in space, ladies and gentlemen. Every culture has known this. Every culture has described this, because that's what's going on, is a multi-dimensional war that you are in the middle of in a giant contest. Walk outside, look at the clouds, look at the sun, look at the birds, it's just a fabulous, incredible thing you're in the middle of. You're bored.
People have said to me many times, why don't you have bodyguards, or do you have bodyguards? And I say, well, absolutely bloody not. Because what is a bodyguard? A bodyguard is a physical expression of a mental state. And that mental state is, I accept that something could happen to me. I accept that I could be killed, or this could happen to me, or that could happen to me. Therefore, I need protection. This guy in a dark suit and glasses. I don't accept that. Because once you accept into your sense of reality that things could happen to you, then they're far, far more likely to happen. Because you are creating the energetic mental state in which they can manifest. I don't accept that that can happen to me, and if it can't happen to me, I don't need bloody bodyguards, thank you very much. In terms of energy and protecting yourself from manipulation of energy, and there is a lot in that, you know, there's a lot of people manipulated by being energetically targeted, electromagnetically targeted in many and various ways to destabilize the health of the body and the mind and emotions and everything. And I've experienced that over the years. But if I keep my heart open and I go on doing what I know to be right, as opposed to what I think is right for me in the moment, but what is the right thing to do in this time. Okay, this might have unpleasant consequences for me, but it's the right thing to do. If you do that, all these mental and emotional states are manifestations of vibrational states. The more fear you're in, the slower your energy vibrates, so it becomes denser. And when you keep your mind open, you keep your heart open, and you do what you know to be right, that manifests as a vibrational state, quite a high vibrational state, quick. Now, if I'm vibrating faster because of that, and I'm not saying me, I'm saying anybody, than the control system, which is based on slow density, which is why they're trying to pull humanity all the time into fear and stress and worry and depression, because that pulls you into their density. But if I'm vibrating quickly, because, or anyone is, because of their state of being, then the control system cannot energetically, vibrationally connect to me. If it cannot connect vibrationally, it cannot connect physically, because the physical is just an expression of the vibrational, the information. So I'm not saying a lot of people go through this energetic protection and my aura and all that stuff, and you know, good luck to them. Yeah, everyone makes a choice. Good luck to them. I respect it. But if you in any way become obsessed with protection, what you're saying is, I accept something can happen to me. In which case you're creating an energetic environment in which it could well happen to you. I don't accept that. So I don't protect myself. Why? Because I don't need protecting.
Wow, that's incredible. So you're virtually like invisible for them.
Well, they can see me, but vibrationally invisible, in the sense that they can't lock in. If you can't lock into you vibrationally, they can't lock into you physically. I remember a great friend of mine, Credo Mutwa, the Zulu shaman, who's in his 80s now. The man's extraordinary, an incredible library of knowledge of African history and esoterics and all the rest of it. And he did some throwing the bones, as they say, in Africa, but it's like tarot cards or rune stones, that sort of stuff, which he's very skilled in. And he did it for me once when I was with him. I'm going to see him again soon. And he said, you know, they've tried to kill you many times. He said, but they can't do it. And I thought, oh, that's interesting. But I realized why they can't do it. Because if they can't get to me energetically, they can't get to me physically. They can't do it. Wow. And it's the same with anybody that reaches a certain vibrational state. They can't. What they don't understand, therefore, because they do not have the capacity for that because of their own state of being, they do not understand or know how to handle people who are not in fear, either of them or death or any of it. They can't handle that because they can't understand it, because that's not where they're at. And so it's interesting that in some of their writings, some of the documents that have come to light, they talk about the great danger to their plan of what they call maverick people. People who are not frightened of them, people who are not programmed by the system to think and see the world the way the system wants them to. They are very dangerous to this tyranny, and we need more of them. And I'm going to go on being a maverick until I've done what I've come to do, and they are not going to reduce that time 1 second, because I'm in control of my reality and my life, not them.